Cardiovascular diseases, CVDs, are the leading cause of death throughout the world. Previously, studies looked at the relationship between overall carbohydrate consumption and CVD. However, a new UK study looked at whether the types of carbohydrates consumed impacted cardiovascular health and discovered that quality was more important than quantity. CVD are conditions that affect the heart and blood vessels. CVD claim an estimated 17.9 million lives each year, according to the World Health Organization, WHO. CVDs include narrowing or blockage of the arteries that supply blood to the heart, coronary artery disease, strokes or aneurysms that affect blood flow to the brain, cerebrovascular disease, and diseases of the blood vessels in the arms and legs, peripheral vascular disease. An unhealthy diet and obesity, physical inactivity, smoking, and excessive alcohol consumption are all well-known behavioral risk factors for CVD. Previous randomized controlled trials and observational studies have shown that the amount of carbohydrates consumed has no effect on cardiovascular health. Carbohydrates, which include sugars, are classified based on their chemical composition. Sugars are further classified as free sugars, those added by a manufacturer, cook, or consumer, as well as those found naturally in honey, syrups, nectars, or unsweetened fruit juices, or non-free sugars, mostly naturally occurring sugars found in fruits, vegetables, and dairy products. To reduce the risk of weight gain and dental decay, public health organizations around the world recommend limiting your intake of free sugars. For example, the National Health Service, NHS, of the United Kingdom recommends that adults consume no more than 30 g, 1 oz, of free sugars per day. To put things in perspective, 30 g is roughly equivalent to 7 sugar cubes. A large new study from the United Kingdom looked at the relationship between CVD and the quality of carbohydrates consumed rather than the quantity. Using an online 24-hour dietary assessment tool, participants tracked their intake of 206 food items and 32 beverages. Carbohydrates were classified based on their type and source. Carbohydrates were classified as free sugars, non-free sugars, and fiber. Carbohydrate sources included refined grain starch, white bread, white pasta and rice, cereals, pizza, crackers, cakes, pastries, and desserts, and whole grain starch, including brown-seeded and wholemeal bread, wholemeal pasta, and brown rice, bran, and muesli. Participants' blood fat, cholesterol, and triglyceride levels were measured, and participants were followed for years to see if they developed CVD. The findings revealed that free sugar consumption was significantly associated with CVD in general and more specifically, coronary artery disease and stroke. Free sugar consumption was also associated with increased blood fat, triglyceride levels. A higher fiber intake, on the other hand, was found to lower the risk of CVD. In line with previous research, the current study found no link between the amount of carbohydrates consumed and the risk of developing CVD. Instead, the data suggests that the risk of CVD is determined by the type of carbohydrate consumed, particularly free sugars.